Well, it looks like Prince William's day at the football turned into a royal roast. Face with hand over mouth anti-monarchy chants, a sea of banners, and the Duke of Cambridge caught in the middle of a public spectacle, who said sports couldn't be political. If you think the monarchy's been getting more than its fair share of drama lately, trust us, you haven't seen anything yet. Want more juicy updates, royal scandals, and must-watch moments? Hit that subscribe button and stay in the loop with C News. We've got the hottest takes and the coldest facts, all served with a side of sass. Pirate flag crown #news unfiltered. It was supposed to be a regular football match at Villa Park, but what unfolded in the stands became a stunning spectacle of defiance and uproar. Prince William, the future King of England, was the target of a rowdy, relentless heckling campaign that echoed around the stadium during a high-profile Aston Villa match. What started as an innocent sporting event quickly spiraled into a public protest as anti-monarchy chants rang out, shaking the royal family to its core. It wasn't the kind of atmosphere anyone expected when the Duke of Cambridge made his way into the stands to enjoy the match, perhaps in the hopes of blending into the crowd like any other sports fan. But as soon as he settled into his seat, his presence didn't go unnoticed. Aston Villa fans, known for the passionate support, turned their energy towards a completely different target, Prince William and the monarchy he represents. The chant started quietly but grew quickly in volume, filling the air with chants like, "Abolish the monarchy," and "No more royals." A sea of voices, unified in defiance, erupted in a wave of protest, aimed squarely at the future king and his lineage. It was clear that this wasn't a one-off incident. The movement had legs, and the message was loud and clear. People were fed up with the idea of a monarchy that, for many, feels increasingly irrelevant and disconnected from the realities of modern Britain. Prince William, typically calm and composed in the public eye, was visibly rattled by the unexpected uproar. His body language said it all. His usual composed demeanor faltered, as he looked around in a mixture of confusion and perhaps disbelief, wondering how his love for football had brought him into the middle of a political firestorm. The chants didn't just fade away, they intensified with every passing minute, turning what should have been a light-hearted afternoon at the game into a public humiliation of one of the country's most prominent figures. The timing of the protest couldn't have been more symbolic. In the midst of a political landscape fraught with discontent and distrust, many Britons are increasingly questioning the relevance and cost of the monarchy. The growing number of protests across the country, especially in the wake of Queen Elizabeth II's passing and the coronation of King Charles III, has created an atmosphere where the royal family is under greater scrutiny than ever before. It's no secret that the monarchy has long been a symbol of tradition, but to many, that tradition feels outdated, especially as the UK faces modern issues like economic instability, political unrest, and calls for more democratic representation. What made this protest especially biting was the fact that it wasn't just random spectators voicing their frustration. These were well-organized, passionate individuals who had clearly done their homework. The chants were accompanied by strategically placed anti-monarchy banners, and even some fans wore shirts with slogans demanding the end of royal rule. It was a carefully crafted display of dissent, designed to get the maximum amount of attention, and it certainly succeeded. Prince William, whose position in the royal family once seemed untouchable, now found himself at the center of a growing storm of discontent. As the match wore on, the chants didn't let up, and neither did the media attention. Cameras zoomed in on the Duke, capturing his every reaction. News outlets across the world quickly picked up the story, with some framing it as a clear sign of the monarchy's declining popularity and others as a bizarre and shocking moment in British public life. But what couldn't be ignored was the sheer power of the protest, one that left Prince William with no choice but to sit through it, perhaps wondering if this was a sign of things to come for the monarchy. For many, the sight of Prince William being heckled in this way was a wake-up call, a clear signal that the British public is no longer as enamored with the royal family as it once was. The monarchy, once regarded as an unshakable institution, now finds itself facing mounting pressure to justify its place in modern society. From the scandals that have rocked individual members, like Prince Andrew's ties to Jeffrey Epstein, to the growing discontent with the cost of the royal family to taxpayers, the institution is increasingly seen as a relic of the past, an archaic symbol of privilege that many feel no longer represents the people it's supposed to serve. This protest at Villa Park was just the latest in a series of growing anti-monarchy movements that have cropped up in various parts of the country. Public opinion polls have shown a noticeable decline in support for the monarchy, particularly among younger generations, who view the royal family as out of touch with their struggles and values. As Prince William sat there, squirming in his seat under the weight of the chants, it was clear that this was more than just a one-off incident. It was part of a larger movement, one that's gaining momentum. The irony of the whole situation wasn't lost on many observers. Prince William, who had spent most of his life in the spotlight, was now facing the reality that being a royal doesn't come with unquestioned admiration anymore. His carefully crafted image as a future leader, poised to take the throne, was now being challenged by a vocal minority that refused to accept the monarchy's place in contemporary Britain. In fact, this public heckling could be seen as the ultimate challenge to the very concept of royal privilege, an institution built on centuries of tradition, now under siege by a population that is increasingly skeptical about its relevance. And while some royalists may brush off this protest as a passing moment or a minor blip, the truth is that these protests are only getting louder. The tide of public opinion is shifting, and it's a shift that Prince William and his family can't ignore. The question now is, how will the monarchy respond to this growing wave of discontent? Will they try to modernize and adapt to the times, or will they double down on tradition, risking further alienation? For now, Prince William's experience at Villa Park serves as a stark reminder that no one is beyond reproach, especially not the royal family. The protest was a clear indication that the days of unquestioned reverence for the monarchy may be numbered. Whether this incident will spark a wider debate about the role of the royals in British society remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, this confrontation will stick with Prince William and the royal family for a long time to come. The question is, how will they respond as the pressure builds? One thing is certain, this is far from over. Prince William thought he was in for a relaxing day at the football, until the crowd had other plans. Exploding head from relentless anti-monarchy chants to bold protest banners, Aston Villa fans turned their energy away from the pitch and straight at the future king. Did the prince just get a taste of the monarchy's declining popularity? Eyes watch as we break down the jaw-dropping scenes from Villa Park, the growing discontent with the royals, and what this means for the future of the monarchy. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe for the latest royal drama, scandals, and unfiltered takes. Crown Fire #NewsUnfiltered